So where are we?
Natchez. Natchez, Mississippi.
And why are we here?
It's a cool town. That's a big pusher.
Okay, my very first king cake. It's very cold. Oh yeah. That's like a cinnamon roll. No.
There's no baby in my cake, and so Aaron must have eaten the baby because...
No, maybe
it's
you
not
ate the
right
baby.
There. Oh, I was careful when I saw the bites you were taking. Massive.
I chew it, Bob.
I doubt it. You probably just swallow one.
The whole thing about these king cakes is they're supposed to be a baby inside. We don't have a baby, so that must mean really bad luck for us.
Because one of us is going to have to poop it out. That's the bad luck.
No. The bad luck if we didn't get a baby. We started off the morning with breakfast, and then we did like probably a couple hours of work. And Ben is suggesting that we do some sort of touristy activity. So now we're gonna go on a drive. Okay, Natchez Trace Parkway. The romantic Mississippi River town is one of the loveliest and most historic communities in the South. During the steamboat era, the town's strategic location enriched so many of its citizens that more than half of the millionaires in America lived here. What? Many of their lavish homes, like Natchez itself, went virtually untouched by the Civil War and are among the town's 500-odd carefully preserved antebellum structures. Okay, let's see what it is.
Welcome to Melrose, a part of Natchez National Historical Park. This is the first stop on a self-guided tour that will take you around the grounds of the estate. As you walk to the front of the house, you may wonder, why is Melrose part of a national park? Simply because it is one of the best preserved estates in the Deep South from the mid-1800s. For that reason, it was named a National Historic Landmark in 1974. Melrose helps tell the American stories of an economy based on growing cotton and the world of chattel slavery. This land was once a part of a series of Indian villages. The early French settlers called this.
Typically, this is what drives a lot of our scenic routes, and then we read about them as we go through. At milepost 10, the region's Indian heritage is highlighted by an ancient ceremonial site known as the Emerald Mound. Built about 700 years ago by the ancestors of the now extinct Natchez tribe, the flat-topped 35-foot earthen structure covers 8 acres, making it the second largest ceremonial mound in America.
This is the Natchez Trace.
So the Natchez Trace was used by all sorts of people, but of all those who've trotted here, the group that is perhaps the most identified with the trace are the riverboatmen. I don't think they had a very good reputation. Darkened by the sun and often dressed in tatters, they had, according to one observer, beards 18 days old, adding to the singularity of their appearance, which was altogether savage. So these riverboatmen would go down the Mississippi, and then when they got to New Orleans, they'd just sell their boats and walk back home. and they'd walk like 50 miles a day. So after a while it became like the popular thing to do, and there were thousands of riverboat men walking back. Then all these shacks started popping up. By 1810, as many as 10,000 cane tucks a year were trudging northward toward Nashville on the Trace. To serve the boatless boatmen who faced a long journey home, a series of inns called stands sprang up along the route, spaced about 1 day's walk apart. Of the 50 original stands, only Mount Locust remains, and that's this place that we're at right here. Most of these little primitive shelters provided little more than a plate of cornmeal mush and a spot to sleep on the wooden floor. But to weary travelers making their way on a journey of nearly 500 miles, they must have seemed as inviting as any posh New Orleans hotel.
Runes.
But I am really excited for dinner tonight because I'm trying a new recipe. I looked up recipes that I could do on the stove, and one thing that came to mind for some reason was chicken pot pie, but obviously you need an oven for that. But what we're gonna do is make the filling in the Instapot, and then I'm gonna make some biscuits on a skillet, which, like, I've never made biscuits on a skillet. I feel like that's gonna be fun. So we got flour. We never have flour in the van. 2 cups flour, 4 teaspoons baking powder. Oh, we do! I forgot I bought this. Okay, it's like you can alter it to be what you need it to be. I've never used this before. This is the first time.
I said, tell me your story. He took out a notepad and wrote something for me.
This is not going well.
He kept walking on down the road,
Okay, you want to try a little bit of a biscuit?
and I watched him
Survive?
disappear like.
Just don't think biscuit per se.
And I thought I'd just seen him go.
Pancake. Fluffy. Oh, it's biscuity.
And
It's
I
yummy.
looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got
That's how we share our
questions
dinner.
on your mind.
Both on separate devices.
We love our
Life is gonna
devices.
happen one way or
Love.